If you're a man over 60, I want to tell you something most doctors never say out loud. The biggest threat to your performance, your energy, your confidence, your ability to feel like yourself, is not your age. It's something far more subtle and far more fixable. Every week in my office, I see men who feel like they're quietly fading away. Their mornings feel heavier, their movements slower. That spark they used to carry into every room is dimmer. They think it's just normal aging, something to accept, like gray hair or laugh lines. But here's the truth no one ever told them. Decline is not inevitable. Your body isn't broken. It's simply waiting for the right signals to wake back up. And when you learn how to send those signals, the same way I teach my own patients, you can reignite that energy, rebuild that performance, and reconnect with yourself in ways you thought were gone for good. My name is Dr. William Harris. I'm a board-certified urologist here in Austin, Texas, and for over 35 years, I've helped men just like you, men who want to stay in the game, not just for their partners, but for themselves. Men who want to wake up with purpose, carry themselves with quiet confidence, and end the day with satisfaction. I've seen it firsthand. That spark isn't lost. It's just buried under years of habits, stress, and the slow drift of neglect. And I've also seen how quickly it can return when you give your body what has been missing all along. In this video, I'm going to share the exact natural, practical steps I give my patients to restore energy and male performance after 60. Without pills, without punishing workouts, and without pretending you're 30 again. By the end, you'll know how to work with your body's natural systems, so they can start working for you every morning, every moment, every time you want to show up as your best self. So if you've been feeling slower, dimmer, or somehow less, stay with me. This isn't just about performance. It's about proving to yourself that you're not done yet. And it all starts with a truth most men never consider. Before we jump into the exact steps to regain your energy and performance, let me tell you something I've learned after decades of listening to men in your shoes. The road back doesn't start where most people think it does. It doesn't begin in the gym. It doesn't begin with a supplement bottle. It begins with understanding why your body feels the way it does right now, and knowing which levers you can pull to wake it back up. Because here's the truth. Your body isn't failing you, it's waiting for the right signals to come alive again. And the very first signal, it's in how you feel it day after day. What you put on your plate sends a message to your hormones, your blood flow, and your energy systems. Get that message right, and you've already taken the first real step toward bringing your vitality back. So let's start there. When it comes to regaining energy and male performance after 60, I want to start with something most men underestimate. What's on your plate? Over my decades as a urologist, I've seen this truth again and again. Your body is not just fueled by food, it's built by it. Every bite you take sends a signal to your hormones, your circulation, and even your nervous system. And if those signals are weak, chaotic, or harmful, your body can't perform the way you want it to, no matter how much you wish it would. Let's talk about hormones for a moment. Testosterone, the hormone that fuels strength, vitality, confidence, and sexual health, naturally declines with age. That's normal. But what most men don't realize is that the rate of that decline and how it affects you is heavily influenced by your diet. Certain foods can help your body keep producing healthy levels of testosterone, while others silently work against you. The same goes for blood flow, erections, energy, mental clarity. They all depend on good circulation. Foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and natural nitrates help keep your arteries flexible and your blood vessels open. On the other hand, processed foods, refined sugars, and excess alcohol can stiffen your arteries, inflame your system, and drain your energy reserves. I remember one of my patients, Carl, 68 years old, retired postal worker, proud grandfather of 3. He came to me saying, "Doc, I don't feel sick, but I feel flat. No spark, no drive." He was eating the same way he had for decades: white bread toast for breakfast, processed lunch meats on sandwiches, fried food for dinner. It kept him going when he was younger, but now it was quietly working against him. Instead of prescriptions, we started with his grocery list. We swapped out the white bread for whole grains. We added spinach, kale, and beet salad to his lunch. We replaced fried chicken with baked salmon rich in omega-3 South. And for snacks, a handful of walnuts or blueberries instead of cookies. Within a month, Carl walked into my office with a grin. "Doc, I don't know if it's in my head, but I feel lighter. My mornings are sharper. And let's just say my wife's not complaining. That's the power of smart nutrition. It's not about fad diets or starving yourself. It's about choosing foods that support your hormones, nourish your blood vessels, and fight inflammation so your body can respond the way you want it to. Here are a few of my go-to performance-friendly foods for men over 60. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, rich in omega-3 fatty acids that support heart health and blood flow. Dark leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, loaded with nitrates that help widen blood vessels. Berries like blueberries and strawberries, packed with antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress. Nuts and seeds, natural sources of zinc and magnesium, key minerals for testosterone production. Beets, a powerful natural source of nitrates for better circulation. And just as important as what you add is what you take away. Limit processed meats, refined carbs, and sugary snacks. Reduce excess alcohol. These small changes, done consistently, create a foundation your body can build on every single day. So if you've been feeling sluggish, disconnected, or less like yourself, don't start with supplements or miracle cures. Start with your plate, because the right food is not just fuel, it's medicine, and with every meal, you have the power to take one more step toward restoring your energy, your confidence, and your performance. There's a truth I've seen play out in my office time and time again. When a man over 60 feels his energy slipping and his performance fading, he often thinks the answer lies in a pill or in trying harder during the moments that matter. But more often than not, the real solution starts in a much quieter, simpler place: movement. I'm not talking about the punishing workouts you see on TV or the kind of exercise that leaves you sore for days. I'm talking about movement that feeds your body instead of draining it. Movement that gets your blood flowing, your joints waking up, and your brain re-engaging with every step. You see, after 60, our bodies respond differently. The intense training you might have done in your 30s or 40s may now leave you feeling worn out. Instead of build up, but gentle, intentional movement, that's your best friend. Here's why. Every time you move, even if it's just a slow walk around your living room, your circulation improves. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every cell in your body. And for male performance, good circulation means one thing above all: improved blood flow where it counts. Movement also boosts nitric oxide production, that natural molecule your body makes to relax blood vessels, support heart health, and, yes, help maintain strong, reliable erections. And let's not forget testosterone. Research shows that consistent, moderate activity can help maintain healthier hormone levels, which means more energy, better mood, and a stronger sense of vitality. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 68, a retired engineer. When he first came to see me, he said, "Doc, I feel like my get up and go has, well, got up and gone." He wasn't in pain, but his days were mostly spent sitting, breakfast at the table, TV in the afternoon, reading in the evening. We didn't overhaul his life overnight. Instead, we started with just 10 minutes each morning before coffee. But for checking his phone, he would step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and walk slowly down his street. A week later, he added light arm swings. By week 3, he was taking a longer loop round the block. A month later, Robert sat in my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said, "I feel lighter, warmer, and in the evenings, let's just say my wife has noticed the difference." That's the power of movement. Not extreme, not exhausting, just consistent. Here's the key. The best kind of exercise for men over 60 is the kind that you actually enjoy and can sustain. That might mean a gentle walk after dinner with your partner, stretching or yoga to loosen stiff muscles, light resistance training with bands or small weights to keep your muscles strong, even dancing to your favorite music in the living room. The goal is simple: keep your body engaged, your blood moving, and your connection to yourself alive. Now here's something important. You don't have to earn your rest by pushing to exhaustion. Movement should feel like a conversation with your body, not a battle against it. When you move with intention, you remind your body that it still matters, that you still care, and that you're not done yet. Over time, that steady rhythm of activity builds the foundation for more energy, better performance, and a deeper confidence in what your body can do. Now that we've talked about how movement reawakens the body, let's look at something just as crucial: how rest and recovery allow all that progress to actually take root, because without the right kind of downtime, even the best efforts can fade away. After decades of working with men over 60, I can tell you there's one area most of them underestimate when it comes to regaining energy and improving performance. It's not diet, it's not even exercise, it's rest. And I don't just mean lying on the couch or taking it easy. I'm talking about deep, restorative sleep and intentional recovery, the kind that actually allows your body to repair, recharge, and respond the way it's meant to. Let me share the story of Frank. He's 68, a retired construction manager, strong, disciplined, never afraid of hard work. He came to my office saying, "Doc, I've been eating better. I'm walking every day, but I still feel like my battery never fully charges." When I asked about his sleep, he shrugged. "I get maybe 5 hours. I fall asleep in front of the TV, wake up at 2 a.m., and then just stare at the ceiling. I figure that's normal at my age." Here's the truth most men never hear: poor sleep is not just a nuisance. It's one of the fastest ways to drain your testosterone, slow your circulation, and weaken your nervous system, and all of those directly affect male performance. You see, during the deepest stages of sleep, your body releases the majority of its growth and repair hormones, especially testosterone. It also resets your nervous system, clearing away stress signals and rebalancing the very chemistry that supports energy, clarity, and connection. When that sleep is cut short or broken up, the recovery never finishes. Imagine starting a long trip with only half a tank of gas day after day, year after year. That's what's happening inside the body. For Frank, I didn't recommend another supplement or a complicated bedtime routine. We started small: no screens for an hour before bed, dim lights after 9 p.m. to tell the brain it's time to wind down. A few minutes of slow, deep breathing while lying in bed. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6. And most importantly, aiming for a consistent bedtime around 10:30 p.m. It felt strange to him at first. After all, he'd spent years living by the habits that were now draining him. But within 2 weeks, he noticed something. "Doc," he said, "I'm waking up before my alarm, and I actually want to get out of bed." That's the power of recovery. It's not glamorous. It's not something you can show off at the gym, but it's the foundation for everything else: your energy, your focus, and yes, your performance. When you honor your need for rest, you're telling your body, "I value you. I'm giving you what you need so you can give back." And here's what I've seen time and time again: when men commit to better sleep, their strength returns faster, their mood lifts, and the parts of themselves they thought were gone quietly come back. So, if you've been working on your diet and moving more, but still feel like you're running on empty, don't push harder, recover smarter, because sometimes the key to doing more starts with doing less and doing it with intention. There's one thing most men over 60 never expect to hear from their doctor: that the way you feel, your strength, your drive, your energy, doesn't just depend on your muscles, hormones, or diet. It also depends on something quieter, deeper, and often forgotten: your emotional and mental connection to your body. I've seen it over and over again in my office. A man walks in, not because of pain or illness, but because of absence, the absence of connection. He tells me, "Doc, I feel like I'm just moving through the days. My body's here, but I'm somewhere else." It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's what happens when life, with all its stress, responsibilities, and quiet disappointments, slowly pulls you out of your own skin. Stress is the biggest thief of presence. When your mind is crowded with worries about health, finances, family, or the future, your nervous system stays on high alert. Cortisol stays elevated. And here's the problem: chronic stress doesn't just tire you out. It actually dulls your ability to feel your own body. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your posture slumps. You stop noticing hunger, thirst, even moments of desire. The connection fades until intimacy, energy, and confidence begin to fade with it. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 72, a retired teacher, kind eyes but a heavy heart. When he came to see me, he said, "I eat well. I walk every morning, but I still feel flat, like the lights are on, but nobody's home." We didn't start with a new workout plan or another supplement. We started with something much simpler, what I call the shower reset. Every morning, Robert would step into a warm shower and take 1 full minute to do nothing but be present. He'd feel the water on his shoulders, place one hand on his chest, the other on his belly. Breathe slowly in through the nose, out through the mouth. And most importantly, he'd say quietly to himself, I'm still here. This is still my body. It sounds almost too simple, but here's what happened. After 3 weeks, Robert came back and said, Doc, I feel warmer, more alive. Not all the time, but enough to notice. It's like my body's listening to me again. That's the power of presence. It doesn't require hours in the gym or expensive gadgets. It starts with moments, 1 minute in the shower, a deep breath before bed, a pause in the morning, to notice your own heartbeat. Because when you rebuild that emotional and mental connection, something shifts. Your body responds more readily to movement. Your energy starts to return. Your confidence follows. And yes, your performance, in every sense of the word, begins to improve. So if you've been feeling numb, distant, or like you're just going through the motions, don't start by pushing harder. Start by showing up for yourself. A single minute of presence can be the seed of change, and with patience, those small, quiet moments will grow into something stronger, steadier, and deeply yours again. If you've made it to this point, my friend, I hope you're walking away with more than just information. I hope you're walking away with possibility. We've talked today about the quiet pillars of lasting energy and male performance after 60, how the food you choose each day can nourish your hormones and circulation, how gentle, intentional movement can bring your body back into rhythm, how deep, restorative sleep can act as the fuel your system has been craving, and how reconnecting emotionally with your body can reawaken parts of yourself you thought were gone for good. And here's what I want you to hold on to. Age is not the enemy. Disconnection is, because the truth is, you can still improve male performance naturally, without pills, without pressure, without trying to relive your 30s. What matters most is not speed or perfection, but presence, showing up for yourself, in small, consistent ways, choosing nourishment over neglect, movement over stagnation, rest over constant strain. I've seen men in their late 60s, 70s, even 80s, walk into my office convinced they were past the point of change, only to find, within weeks of small but intentional shifts, that their energy returned, their clarity sharpened, and their connection deepened. Not because they chased a miracle, but because they chose to care. So today, I want you to choose, not tomorrow, not someday. Choose one thing from this video that you can start today, whether it's adding a handful of walnuts to your breakfast, taking a 10-minute walk before coffee, dimming the lights an hour before bed, or placing a hand on your chest in the shower and simply breathing. One small step. That's how momentum is built. And if something you heard today resonated, if it gave you hope, or reminded you that you're still here, I'd love for you to let me know. Like this video so another man out there can find his way back. 2. Leave a comment, maybe just still here or present, as your quiet way of saying you're not giving up. And if you know a friend, a brother, a neighbor who might need to hear this, send it to him, privately, with care, because none of us should walk this road alone. And if no one's told you this lately, let me be the one. You still matter. Your body is still listening, and it's never too late to show up for yourself again. I'll be right here, in every video, in every conversation, walking this journey with you. One breath, one step, one quiet act of care at a time.